Welcome to Fanfiction Pals, your little nook for comfort and imagination. Here, stories come alive, one cozy chapter at a time. So grab a blanket, relax, and let's read Beyond Madagascar, The Penguin Files, written by Roxy Devine and narrated by 11 Labs. Summary: the penguins face their greatest missions yet in this reimagined saga. From rogue agents in Denmark to Blowhole's global revenge plot and the dark truth behind Manfredi and Johnson, nothing is as it seems. As past and present collide, the team must face betrayal, buried secrets, and their limits. The truth is out there, and it's colder than the Arctic. Disclaimers: we do not own the Penguins of Madagascar series. All rights reserved to Eric Darnell, Tom McGrath, DreamWorks, and Nickelodeon. Author's note: welcome to Beyond Madagascar, The Penguin Files, a reimagined and unified journey through the covert missions, secrets, and chaos of everyone's favorite flightless operatives. This story is the official merging and remastering of my 3 previous works: The Misery of Open-Faced Sandwiches, Operation Blowhole, and Whatever Happened to Manfredi and Johnson. While each story originally stood on its own, their arcs and characters were always part of a bigger picture. This new version is my attempt to bring those threads together under one file, one classified dossier, so that returning readers can experience the story as it was always meant to unfold, and new readers can dive in without getting lost. You'll find updates, expanded scenes, smoother continuity, and maybe even a few surprises along the way. A special thanks and enormous credit goes to Dire Wolf Emily, my brilliant co-author and editor. Her insights, dedication, and creative genius helped shape this version into something far stronger than it could have been alone. I'm beyond grateful to be working with her. Thank you for sticking with me through these missions. Your support means more than Skipper's last sardine ration. Yours truly, Roxy Devine. Chapter 1, Classified Business. 1 month after the events of the Penguins of Madagascar movie. Skipper's POV, Skipper's log. I hadn't expected to hear from Agent Classified or his team ever again, so to say I was shocked by his arrival would be an understatement. After our delightful adventure with Derek? Or was it Dale? My team and I had returned to our circus. Honestly, my only concern was figuring out how to use Sad Eyes to get Private back to normal. Staying with the circus had never been my idea. I'd grown tired of the ringmaster role, and the only real benefit was the money, used mostly to fund our weapons cache and Kowalski's inventions. Sadly, most of those funds were funneled into keeping the circus afloat. New equipment, tent rentals, the works. That left very little for the team's personal expenses. The boys and I were finishing a round of cards when the wolf arrived. The circus had just wrapped a show in Rio, and Private was still gushing over the idea of carnival. Rico was in the lead, though the maniac had a habit of stashing extra aces to use at just the right moment. I suspected he was cheating early on, but decided to treat it as a challenge. And Skipper wins again. Kowalski sighed as we revealed our final hands. Rico slammed his cards down in a huff, grunting a flurry of unintelligible curses. Of course, due to his speech impairment, it all came out as gibberish. "Serves you right," I said, shooting him a stern look. "Cheaters never win." "Look who's talking," Kowalski muttered under his breath. "What was that, soldier?" I asked, daring him to say it again. Kowalski, clever as ever, erupted into a sudden coughing fit. "Nothing, sir," he managed, though that sly grin told me everything. I was about to slap the smug off his beak when someone cleared their throat behind us. I turned, and there he was, leaning against the wall, arms crossed like he'd been there for a while. Honestly, he might have been. Not many could sneak up on me. "Classified. To what do we owe the pleasure?" He looked mildly annoyed at the nickname, but I had to call him something. And sir was out of the question. "We need to talk," he said grimly. "Shoot." "Alone." My eyes met Kowalski's. He gave a subtle nod. "Who wants to be the first guinea pig for my latest invention?" he asked hopefully. "Please tell me it isn't me." Private groaned. "And we have a volunteer." Kowalski grabbed Private's flipper. Rico, I'll need you to document every painful moment. Painful? Private asked, suddenly very concerned. Rico just laughed maniacally as they dragged him away. Classified gave me a wary look. They'll be fine, I assured him. Now, what's so important that my team can't hear it? Skipper's log, end. Third person. Point of view, Classified wasn't thrilled about the conversation he was about to have. It wasn't that he hated Skipper, far from it. Sure, the Penguin could be… what was the word? Trying? Yes, he could be trying. But he and his team had proven themselves. No matter how unconventional their methods, they were effective. They got results. Still, that same unpredictability made him hesitate. This mission was risky, and one misstep could jeopardize everything. Yet Skipper was the only operative he trusted to pull it off, by any means necessary. And that was exactly the mindset he needed. At exactly 700 hours yesterday, Classified began, pulling up a holographic image. A briefcase was removed from Northwind HQ. Inside were the identities and aliases of every known agent in our organization. You let one of your enemies walk off with that kind of intel? Skipper asked, stunned. And they call us unprofessional, he thought, smirking. It was one of our own, Classified said. A rogue agent? He nodded, revealing the hologram of a gray rabbit with pale blue eyes. This is Agent Marshall. He's our top intelligence expert, a real pencil pusher. No good pencil pushers. I always said they couldn't be trusted, Skipper muttered. Why Marshall took the intel is still unclear, but he was last seen boarding a flight to Copenhagen. Denmark? Skipper asked. Why there? We're not sure. Our guess is he has a safe house there, somewhere to lay low until the heat dies down. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to get close enough to him to gather any solid intel. Classified paused. That's where you come in. Pardon? Skipper looked confused. He has a briefcase filled with the names of all our agents. Classified repeated. But someone like you, a maverick, a ghost, a freelancer of justice, you're not in that file. Only my team knows anything about you or your unit. Skipper nodded as it clicked. So, you need us to use our anonymity to get close and bring him in. Got it. I'm sure the boys and I can… Not the boys, Classified interrupted. Just you. That made Skipper pause. Just him? He had never flown solo before. His team had always had his six. They were more than soldiers. They were his brothers. Look, I wish there was another way, Classified said, as if reading his thoughts. But if you go in with a team, even one this small, he'll see it coming a mile away. He'll vanish and we'll lose our only chance to stop him. Skipper nodded slowly. What kind of resources do I have? Short Fuse can outfit you with the latest in gadgetry. As for intel, we have no agents stationed in Denmark, but the United Puffin Federation operates there. They're a network of Puffin spies. Nothing happens in Denmark without their knowledge. If Marshall's still there, they'll know. Skipper bit the inside of his cheek. Trusting a foreign agency he didn't know, especially one that might double-cross him, wasn't ideal. I know I'm asking a lot, Classified said honestly, but you're my only option. I need to discuss this with my team. Classified nodded and handed him a card. The jet leaves tomorrow morning. Call me with your answer before then. Skipper knew the wolf must have expected him to jump at the chance. A mission, recognition, the spotlight. But that was the thing. Their greatest strength was being underestimated. People saw them as cute, harmless penguins, and because of that, they were invisible. If he took this mission, that illusion would be shattered. And once the illusion was gone, so was their edge. Sure, Northwind could cover things up, like with Dave, but villains talked, especially in prison. And Skipper preferred the shadows. Just think about it, Classified said. Skipper nodded and took the card. Classified turned to leave, then paused. Why a circus? That's a rather long story, Skipper replied. Another time then. Classified said, disappearing into the night. Skipper stared after him for a while, then sighed. How was he supposed to break the news to the boys? Especially when everything the wolf had told him was top secret. That meant no details, no destination, no return date. No promises he'd come back at all. Back at Kowalski's lab, which was really just a cluttered tent filled with strange tech, Skipper arrived to the sound of muffled panic. "Now hold still, Private," Kowalski said, "or my results will be inaccurate." Skipper froze at the sight before him. Private was strapped to what looked like an operating table, surrounded by instruments that definitely didn't belong in a zoo. "Kowalski, explain." "Oh, Skipper." Perfect timing. Kowalski beamed. "I'm testing Private's pain tolerance to develop a device that cancels out all pain and discomfort." "Please help," Private whimpered. Skipper winced. Canceling pain sounded great, but not like this. "Love the concept, but get a non-personnel test subject. I suggest the lemurs." "Fine." Kowalski grumbled, releasing Private. "Oh, come on." Rico groaned in disappointment. "Thank you, Skipper," Private said, relieved. Skipper nodded. "We have more important things to discuss." "Is this about Classified?" Private asked. Skipper nodded. "He needs me for a mission." Excitement sparked among the team. "Well, it's about time," Kowalski said. "I could use a break from Julian's drama." "And a change of scenery sounds nice," Private added. "Where are we going?" "Not we," Skipper said. "Just me." "Oh." Kowalski's face fell. The others did too. "It's top secret," Skipper said before they could ask. "So you can't tell us anything?" Private asked. "Not even when you'll be back?" "No." "But what if you get into trouble?" Kowalski sounded panicked. "What if you need backup?" Rico grunted in concern. "All I can say is he needs me, and a one-man team is ideal," Skipper said. "But if any of you think I shouldn't go, speak now." Silence. Kowalski had a dozen reasons to object, but most were selfish. Skipper could handle himself. He was smart, dangerous, and resourceful. Still, their team was small. Absence was always felt. Private finally said, "I don't know what we'd do without you." I mean, who's going to remind Kowalski to stop overthinking? Or Rico not to go full crazy? Or me that I'm worrying too much, or... Skipper smacked him lightly. "Thank you, Skipper," Private muttered. "Like I said, if I shouldn't go, it'd be selfish to stop you," Kowalski said. "If Classified's asking, it must be serious. Lives are at stake. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few," Private added. Rico still looked uneasy. Of all of them, he'd never been without Skipper. Skipper was his anchor, his voice of reason, and Rico was his muscle. Without each other, they both felt off balance. "I'll be careful," Skipper promised. "And it won't be forever. A week? 2 tops." Rico hesitated, then nodded. "Then it's settled," Kowalski said. "When do you leave?" "Tomorrow." "So soon?" Private asked. "Afraid so," Skipper replied. He held out a flipper. "Rico, phone me." Rico groaned but coughed up a phone. Skipper dialed the number on Classified's card and stepped away. It rang 3 times before. "Yes? It's Skipper," he said. "And..." Skipper looked back at his team one last time. They all nodded. He took a breath. "I'm in." To be continued. Thanks for listening to Fanfiction Pals, your cozy nook for stories that feel like home. If you enjoyed this chapter of Beyond Madagascar, The Penguin Files, be sure to like, subscribe, and come back for the next adventure. Until then, keep imagining and keep cozy.